Video productions from thefinalgate.com. Kenny B here, finalgate.com. Hey, this is kind of off the norm a little bit. I've got a Dodge Journey 2012 and got a major water leak in it. And it's coming out from under the manifold. And so basically I've had to replace the oil filter coolant housing unit, because that's where my water leak was actually at. Now, I didn't know that at the time, but this is a video that I did, and hopefully it can help someone. And I'm not a mechanic, so let me be clear on that. I'm a backyard mechanic, just couldn't afford to pay somebody thousands of dollars to do something like that. So, enjoy, and I hope it helps somebody. All right, we got a Dodge Journey, a 2012. I got a water leak in the radiator, or not radiator, but I got a water leak down there. Trying to see if we can see the water down there, but there's a black inlet down there where this hose came out of. So this hose goes right down in there and plugs into that intake. Well, the water's leaking at that valve that's going into the engine, I hope. I was hoping it was this, but it's not. The hose is perfectly fine. So in order to get to all that, I gotta take this, what I think is called a manifold, off. It's the upper manifold. And then there's a lower part. And I think that's the lower part right there. Right there. If I can get that out of the way, I think I can get to that. And I don't know what it is. It might be a thermostat down there, but it's a black intake for the water. That's where it's leaking. So I gotta take this bad boy off, get it out of the way, get all this out of the way, unplug all any hoses or anything, or any electrical, so that I can take this baby right here. I got to take it off right there. Then I got to take the one off the bottom. So I'm gonna get started. Okay, I managed to get that breather part out that was sitting right there. So now it looks like I've just got maybe 10 bolts, and I've got everything unplugged as best I can tell. So I think I can start taking these screws out. And I know that they're torqued, in a certain way, and I don't have any idea what that is right now. I don't have a torque tension wrench to check it. So anyway, that's where I'm at this point. When I put them back on, I'll have to find out what the torque's supposed to be on this thing. But anyway, I'm gonna start trying to take these out, see if we can get that top part off. After a while, I finally got the top and bottom off, and now you can see down in there, that's where my leak is. So I don't know if my leak's over here, maybe that, whatever that might be. So I don't know where my leak is, so I got to find it. But that's definitely where I'm leaking water. So I don't know what that is. But now I got to try to cover these hoses up and clean this up before that trash gets down in there. So, whoo, that took a while. Let's move on. All right. I ended up taking this thing out, and I figured out what it was. This is a oil filter coolant housing where water comes up through here, and oil, and water's used to cool the oil. And that's what it looks like coming out once I took that off. I knew my leak was coming from somewhere on this end of the motor here. So I took that off, and I can tell you that's the water, and that's water. These others oil. And I did drain my oil out of the engine before I did this, because I didn't want to take a chance that oil would just pour out up here, which it probably wouldn't have, but I didn't know, because I mean, I'm not a mechanic, so I don't know. But I did that just in case. And I also tried to drain as much water out as I could. And I ended up getting my shop vac, and I actually sucked water out of those inlets there where the water comes up, so I could examine all that to make sure I didn't have a cracked engine or cracked block. And this unit right here actually is pretty popular in Dodge products. I mean, Dodge Caravan, Jeeps, you know, the Dodge Journey, a Durango. So it's a pretty popular product. So anyway, I managed to find out where I was actually leaking from. And actually, it's kind of hard to see it, but maybe you can. But I'm actually leaking like right under there. It's busted. I could actually take this right there, and if I can work it in there just right, it don't take too long. There it is. So you can see the end of it right there. So that's where my leak was, and that's consistent with what I felt like was happening. The water was coming from this end of the engine there. So that's my problem. That's where I'm leaking. So I went on Amazon, and it was easy to find this product. I actually entered that part number right there and found it. And so I've got it ordered, and I'm waiting on it to come in. And it came with all the gaskets that will fit on my upper and lower intake manifolds. So all the gaskets are coming with it. So that's where I'm at this point. And I'm gonna get back on this as soon as that part comes in. Okay, this was a couple of days later, so I finally got this thing in today. There's my gaskets for my manifold, and there's the screws. So let's get this thing, it's ready to go in. I got it cleaned up as best I can. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing installed. Okay, so I got it in, but I don't have it torqued down. I just kind of got it, you know, kind of hand tied, if you will, not really that tight. But now I'm about to torque it down. And the specifications is 9.8 Newton metric, which is what the other one was, so that's what we're gonna go with. Okay, I've got it on torque down to specifications. I got it, all the electrical plugged back up, got my outlet plugged up. So next is to put the lower, manifold on, and then the upper manifold. So it's coming along. So I haven't tested the leak yet, but I think I may put some antifreeze in it tomorrow and check it for at least for water leaks. All right. Hey, we've got a nice beautiful day today to see if I can get this thing finished up. These gaskets came with my oil filter housing unit. So I'm just going to change these out, and it should be simple and easy to do. I've got this. Yeah, it's going to be easy to do, hopefully. So let me change these out. Then I'll actually go and install this lower manifold back on the car. I got the new gaskets on there. They seem to be holding up pretty good. So that one trying to slip out a little bit. So I gotta be careful when I mount this thing back on that these things don't pop out. And that's gonna be the bottom right here, so I may have to put a little grease on there if I have to, but we'll see what happens. All right, I got all my water hoses hooked back up for the radiator. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna put some antifreeze in it. And this is Prestone Max, and it's concentrate, because I know there's probably water in there, because I was actually putting water in it to try to find my water leak, so I'm sure there is water in it. But all of it pretty much had leaked out when that filter right there busted, and had to have the car towed, so all the fluid was out on the street. So all I've done is put water in it enough for it to drain down right in there, and then come back up through the engine, and it was just leaking, and water was just pouring out from this side all the way over here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that just to satisfy myself, to know that I can put some antifreeze in there and it don't leak out. All right, I got everything plugged back up. So that's all 6 cylinders that's plugged back up. Got the gas line plugged back up. That plugs into, I think, something on top, so it don't plug in anything in here. So I think we're good to go now, and see if I can't get this top mounted on. So everything looks good. I don't see any problems in those things. So I'm gonna go with it. We'll put the top on. I got everything plugged up except this last piece. So I need to put this piece back in there. So let's get it in there. All right, I got everything hooked back up. All the power cords, all the plugs, everything except top of the motor there, just that little cover sits on there. Now I need to hook my battery back up or my power, hook the circuits and everything back up to the battery. And then I got to put some oil in it. And then fire it up and let it pull water down, and then continue to get water in my radiator system. All right, it's been about 45 minutes or so. It's kind of hovering around 226. That's where it's hanging. And that's about a little over mid-range, so I think we're good. I think the normal temperature is 190 to 230. If it gets over that, 235, 240, it's going to start, giving warning. But it's been hovering, and I'm running the air conditioner. It's sitting in here for 45 minutes. So I think we're good to go. I think that baby's going to hold up. I'm going to go look at the engine here. Thing looks good. So I'm going to get it on level ground, let it cool down, check the oil again, and let it cool down. That's it. So that's getting this Dodge Journey 2012 back on the road. Kenny B here. Woo, that was a job. And again, I'm not a mechanic, so this is not for, somebody. This is not a video trying to show you exactly how to do it as a professional mechanic. I'm just somebody that I basically couldn't afford to spend thousands of dollars to have that done. So the car was a 2012, 105,000 miles on it. So I felt like, with God's help, I could figure it out. And that's basically what I did. So I hope this video helps someone out there. Just to let you know, look, if I can do it, anybody can do it. Okay? That's thefinalgate.com.